Opinions will be thrown, but just know it's all in good fun, so learn to take a joke or find the door on your way out, because here are 25 types of car guys in 10 minutes. Share it to your friends if you think there are any one of these featured. Other than that, let's get right into it. Rep Wheels Guy. Has or previously had rep wheels in their car. Doesn't care for safety wheels, doesn't like being told they're rep wheels, doesn't drive fast enough to even brake said rep wheels, or rather their car isn't even fast enough to even come to think about it. Until of course it slams into a tree, in which case any speed is more than sufficient enough to break them on impact. Real Wheels Guy. Arguably more annoying than Rep Wheels Guy. They make it their entire personality that they have real wheels. They spend their entire day on Facebook bullying Rep Wheels Guys, that or on Instagram or TikTok. They don't have reps, never had reps, but they always talk down on reps, and they literally talk about wheels more than any other thing in their life. Seriously, they're way too obsessed with wheels, like really obsessed, so much so that they actually spend more money on their wheels than they do the actual car that it's being put on. Normal Wheels Guy. Just want a lightweight, strong wheel. They could care less about how they look as long as they're strong and they aren't weak and they're not reps. They get crapped on by Real Wheels Guy all the time for having a 4 times cheaper wheel, but the reality is Normal Wheels Guy is gonna track 2 times faster than him, because he built a car for go and not for show. Affirm Car Guy. Financed car on finance wheels on finance bags isn't a bill. Yeah, I said that. 29% APR guy. 400 credit score, but they really think that starting an Instagram featuring yet another Mopar that everyone's already seen modded to death is gonna somehow get them famous enough to actually make their monthly payments. Ultimately, they're not gonna make their monthly payments, and 6 or so months later, they're gonna get it repoed back. Tesla Guy. His only personality is that he has a Tesla. He talks about saving the environment, but doesn't actually recycle and still goes on cruises and eats a ton of beef. He thinks 0 to 60 is all there is to performance, completely neglecting the existence of corners, as a Mazda Miata proceeds to gap him on Tail of the Dragon. They also cannot take a joke, so I bet you some Tesla fanboys already paused this video and is now commenting something about how awesome their 0 to 60 is and about praising Elon. Wannabe rapper car guy. Buys a BMW i8 because it has vertical doors and then tries to run from the cops from it, only to realize that it's got a 0 to 60 slower than a $30,000 Mustang. So not only does he have zero hope in beating a 16-year-old driving Danny's Mustang from a roll race, he also has zero hope in outrunning those V8 police chargers. Bonus, they also seem to call everything a suicide door. Yo, have you actually seen a Rolls Royce? Did you know that suicide doors open this way, and vertical doors and butterfly doors and scissor doors open like this? I made a whole video about it. You can click on it. Rotary Guys. That's it. That's this whole entry. Stimulus bill, mismatched fender, unlicensed anime stickers from Redbubble, and a new iPhone paid with food stamps. You already know this MF is trouble. Early 2000s guy, underglow, oversized body kits, terrible fitment, and paint matched ground effects. This guy lives, breathes, and acts like the early 2000s never ended, and Fast and Furious is still a good franchise because we all know it was back then and certainly isn't right now. Fake awards guy. They buy a trophy from AliExpress and they go find some random parking lot to put it in front of their car and take some pictures to post on social media to act like they won some award from a car show. Heck, sometimes they don't even go to that much effort or even buy a trophy. They'll just claim that they won awards from various obscure and fake sounding car show names that they made up. Why? Why are people like this? Rep Car Guy. If you thought rep wheels were bad, what about a whole replica car? Oh wait, actually, this is pretty sick. Yeah, some of these are pretty good actually. You know what? Maybe even better than the original, because you can actually drive these without worrying about putting miles on it or ruining its value and some collector who's gonna jerk off to it 6 stories under in their basement. Oh crap, I spoke too soon. Okay, well, looks like we're making another entry. Bad rep car guy. So I'm not gonna act like everything in this world is made equally, because heaven almighty, this is awful, like seriously awful. And before you comment something stupid like, oh well, he's still respected because he put a lot of time into it. Did you know that putting time into things does not guarantee it's gonna be good, much less shield it from the fact that it's still gonna take criticism? You know, the reason good replicas exist is because those people can actually listen to criticism. Sir Swapslot. King Arthur of Camelot may have Sir Lancelot, but we good old rednecks here in America have Sir Swapslot. Honda Civic, LS swap. Mazda Miata, LS swap. Nissan 240SX, LS swap. Corvette C5, doesn't matter if it already has an LS in, put another one in, LS swap. Midlife crisis guy, drives either a Porsche 911 or Corvette. They'll holler and whistle at your mom or at high school girls in their local neighborhood. They dress in jean shorts, New Balances, and they will wear a hat that shows what car they own, as well as sitting in a matching lawn chair at every single car meet they go to. Non-car guy who thinks he's hard. He drives his mom's Camry, but they will literally race anyone, like actually literally anyone. They have zero idea how an honorable race is supposed to work, therefore they're gonna roll next to you while you're stuck behind traffic in your lane, while he's completely clear in his. Then he's gonna start filming backwards and take off, and then post to social media about how he gapped you, despite the fact that you literally had nowhere to go. What do these people expect us to do? Do you want us to like rear end the guy in front of us? If you're gonna at least try to roll race us, but you know what, they're not gonna try, because they want to feel good about themselves, because they would know that actual car guys would have gapped them had it been a fair race, and these MFs don't want to play fair because that's not how their ego works. Left lane hog, often found on Facebook complaining about people tailgating them even though they're going 10 over. Well, the reality is you going 10 over doesn't matter because you do not set the speed of the left lane. The passing lane has no theoretical speed, it is up to the flow of traffic. If you see said folk roll up behind you, move the F out of their way. DUI guy, thinks drinking and driving is cool, probably has already ended someone's life but somehow got out of jail. All they talk about is alcohol and partying. This guy peaked early and still hangs around their old high school. They make it their entire personality, coming back wasted from every single party is a sign of success for them. But ultimately, it's just a way to drown out their sorrows as they realize that no one has or ever will truly love them. They will amount to nothing. They will work until they die, they will never have kids who love them, they will never have parents who care, and they're never gonna have everyone congratulate them as they lie in their bed in their last moments realizing how much of a piece of shit they are. Clout racer. Real street racers race when the road is empty and honorably race lining up with 3, 2, 1. Clout chasers only race if a crowd of people are watching because they only do things for attention, and yeah right, they're gonna listen to a 3, 2, 1 roll, they're just gonna go whenever they feel like it. So not only are they actually winning the race because they're jumping off the line, they're also putting all the nearby pedestrians watching in danger. And by the way, I'm not talking about intentional bystanders like people who purposely attend takeovers or highway blocks. I'm talking about middle of downtown or around a mall. These lowlives go there on purpose because they don't get enough attention from their parents growing up and they now have to put everyone else's life in danger as they make a ton of noise and swerve their muscle cars around in these tightly packed places, all for the sake of having eyes stare at them. Clout buyer. You thought clout racers were bad, what about clout buyers? These MFs literally buy an obscure car just for clout. The problem is they're fake AF car guy who's never turned a wrench their entire life. So they have to send it to shops for all the littlest of fixes. Eventually they can't afford the repairs anymore and they're not patient enough to wait for parts, so they end up just abandoning the car, thus removing it from the pool of existing ones that would have been preserved for future generations. You wanna know how many clout buyers have ruined 3000 GTs, R32s, Mark IV Supras, first gen NSXs, Pontiac GTOs, Holden Commodores, and more? It's tragic. Tragic that the reason those car prices are jacking up exponentially is because stupid owners who weren't prepared to own the car couldn't take care of them. They just bought it for clout and attention so they could post on their TikTok and Instagram but didn't have any actual capability to take care of the vehicle, and unfortunately, I'm sorry younger enthusiasts, truly I am. I'm sorry that my generation ruined so many cool cars that you won't be able to afford when you grow up or straight up won't exist when you grow up because these people, these clout buyers, are destroying them. Clout chaser. Shows up to every car meet or show that influencers are at. They shove a business card in your face as their first form of introduction to you. They don't actually tell you anything about what they do, and they just ask you to like, follow, or subscribe. They ignore all your friends and even try to pull you aside and separate you from them until you subscribe to them and follow their page. To which my comment on that is, dear clout chasers, let's be honest, does this tactic actually really work? People will just follow you to get you out of their face and then immediately unfollow you when you're out of their face. How about you actually make good content online that attracts people there and helps the algorithm, instead of ruining people's real life experiences with your behavior? When people come to real life events like car meets to talk about cars, they want to be treated like humans, not a number. More money than brains. Supercar guy who crashes supercars all the time instead of learning how to drive them. He just buys another time each time he crashes it. These people are the reason why retro supercars are becoming rare and rarer with each crash they do, since it dwindles the remaining amount of said cars even further. They're like clout buyer, but even worse since they actually have a lot more money and can basically speedrun the destruction of retro supercars. So there they go, destroying one childhood dream car at a time. Stock fitment gang. Louvers, check. Giant wing, check. Chrome wrap, check. No performance mods, check. Lowered car with springs, coils, or bags with good offset and nice wheels, not check. I finally see how winceworthy it is to see people add so many other mods to their cars but not do a dang thing about their wheel gap. And their common excuse is always, I'm just gonna scrape everywhere, man. You don't understand. Yo, don't talk to me unless you got a car as low as this from factory, because most stock cars really do not scrape everywhere. And on top of that, you don't have to lower your car. You can get taller tires. You can get larger wheels. You can get air suspension. Lowering a car is not the only way to fix fitment, and if you're not going to adjust the wheel gap, at the very least change your offset. I don't get how some people go so thoroughly into their build but somehow completely don't focus on what makes it pop the most, the way it sits. I finally understand, because I ain't ever going back after seeing how fine it looks for my car. Stickered up regular traffic. Stock cars, stock cosmetics, stock engine bay, but they gotta smack a sticker on their rear window telling you they're a CEO of some company that doesn't actually exist. Or even worse, they've got all these stickers of performance mods and companies that aren't even on their car. Bonus points if they try to act all hard with stuff like, I'll take you to Applebee's, or don't mess with me, or you won't keep up when I gas down, despite all these stickers belonging to a bone stock Nissan Altima. Brass instrument orchestra. Straight pipe V cubes and 3 Series Beamers be sounding like freshman year band class. Heck, that's actually an insult to those aspiring musicians. I take that back. I would rather listen to someone on a moped ride by playing a trumpet. That actually still sounds better than straight piping a VQ or 3 Series base model BMW. For the love of God, X or H pipe. It actually makes more power and more torque too. You know, straight pipe, well, who cares? They're doing it because it's cheap and loud. I'm preaching to the choir. This is one band that's gonna keep playing crappy music. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button for more car content. And if you want to be featured in part 2, make sure to comment something below. If you have a really good idea and don't want it to get lost in the sea of YouTube comments, make sure to follow my Twitter and tweet it at me. Thanks for watching and see you then. Blade Angel out.